YouTube? This is Juice Audio, and I'm in the House of Prayer church studio right now that we're currently building. And I just want to take you guys through our little process on how we're going to build these acoustic panels for our room. You can probably hear the reflections going on in here, but we're going to be taking care of that today, and I'll show you guys how it's done.
Alright guys, so going over the supply list, the tools you will need is an electric drill and a staple gun. I didn't have a staple gun, so I picked up two to make things easier, and they're each $10. So for the materials for the panels, everything besides the fabric can be found at your local hardware store. You'll need insulation, 8-foot common board, cheap fabric for the back, nice fabric for the front. We used a fake burlap and make sure it's a fine thread count so you don't want to lose insulation coming inside of out and out of it. So we got long screws, staples, these eye screws, also to mount the panels on the wall. So starting with the insulation, I found this Owens Corning fire and sound insulation to be the right density for our application. Of course you can go with Roxol, but I bought was available at the store and it proved to be very effective. This bag has 10 pieces, so that makes 5 panels. We basically build these panels around the size of the insulation to save time and waste of materials. Next we picked up 8 feet tall common board with a thickness of 1 inch and a depth of 3 inches, which is in check with the insulation depth. And make sure every board you buy is not warped because a lot of these ones were. And then you can get the wood cut at Home Depot or Lowe's for free, just like we did. So assembling these frames is easy. You just got to make sure that you group the pieces so both sides line up before assembling each panel. You want to make sure they're both the same height just to save trouble down the line. And before you drill anything, always make sure you pre-drill so the wood doesn't crack on you. And also if you have a square reference to use, we use these little brackets, these little 90-degree brackets, just to make sure every corner was square before we drilled it in. And as you see, we built like maybe 11 of them. And for the reason we chose this size is because of the insulation we bought and the size that came with it, which is actually 15 inches wide, and we wanted to do 2 in here, so it's total 30 inches wide inside. But so the dimensions for this would be 31 on top because the side beams take up 1 inch. So inside would be 29, so you can get a tight fit in there. It's not the phone's not wiggling around in there. And for the length, they're 4 feet. These are 4 feet, so we want to keep it 4 feet in this. And this is a good size for your studio. It's not a strange looking shape or anything, and it just matches perfectly with this insulation, so it would be less work for you. Alright guys, for the fabric on the back, we got the cheapest fabric we could get because it won't even be seen. It was around $2 a yard. So the way we're working on this, you fold it over on one side and staple it. Then on the other, you are going to want to cut that excess, fold it over and staple it while pulling it to make sure it's tight. Alright, next you want to get your insulation, but always wear gloves or a mask if you're working in a small area to install this. Then you grab our chosen fabric. We picked this synthetic burlap for $5 a yard. Shout out World Class Textiles in Sacramento. And you can use anything with a fine thread count. If you use a fabric of a coarse thread, I would advise to put a layer under it so the insulation doesn't come out. I use these coffee bags from a local coffee shop at home. Here we are putting the insulation in trash bags before putting it in our cloud, so air doesn't blow the insulation out of it. You can do this to all your panels. It doesn't really affect the absorption like audibly. So for the installation in the studio situation, you first want to determine your angle of first reflection using the mirror method, which I will link how to do so in the description below. So my friend, Pastor Ashley, is using a level with a laser, which is not necessary, but it definitely helps determine where to insert the eye bolts into the wall. He made a template on this piece of wood. Then you went in and go ahead and screwed in drywall screws, and then inserted the eye bolts. So on the wood on the panel, you want to drill in 2 long screws going directly down where those eye bolts will be on the wall. So you basically hang it on there, and the screws will go between the eye bolts. So there I was putting LED tape on the cloud panel, and now we were going to hang it up. We use some simple chain from Home Depot. And here is the finished product.
Alright guys, so we're done with the panels now, and we're super happy with the results that came out of it. We built a total of 9 panels. We put 8 on the walls and 1 on the ceiling, a cloud. And we're really happy with the studio. It's looking like a dream studio to me now. So we'll go ahead and do some after takes to see what it sounds like now. You ready? So yeah, we're really happy with this project, guys, and I hope you guys enjoy the video.